The combination of calisthenics and kettlebell exercises can be one of the best ways for you to develop strength, muscle, and develop overall health and fitness in the long run. You can structure your workouts based on the three primary movement patterns, which are pushing, pulling, and lower body movements. If you've seen my workout videos before, you know that I like to superset compound bodyweight exercises with a kettlebell complex. That way, in one superset, I can cover all three primary movement patterns that I mentioned before. So if my compound bodyweight exercise, let's say, is a pushing one, so perhaps it's the Bulgarian ring dips, I would superset that with a kettlebell complex that contains pulling and a lower body movement. So perhaps something like a kettlebell clean or snatch into a squat or a reverse lunge. But in this workout, I show you how you can reverse the combination. So here, I'm showing a bodyweight calisthenic exercise that covers two movement patterns. The muscle up covers a pulling and a pushing movement, and I superset that with a kettlebell heavy front squat. So again, in one superset, we still cover all three movement patterns. If you go back to some of my older videos, you know that I have only been able to do the muscle up consistently fairly recently. It took me a while to be able to perform this exercise in a consistent manner. And I pretty much documented my journey from the beginning of how I learned the false grip into learning the high pull-ups, and now finally I'm able to properly integrate the muscle up into a workout routine. And the issue with the muscle up for most people, including myself, is that the pulling portion is generally much more difficult than the pushing movement. So in order to use this exercise as a part of my regular full body workout, what I would do is I would do one muscle up, but I would do, let's say, 3 or 4 dips for every pull that I do. So if I'm only able to do 4 or 5 pulls in one set, that will give me about maybe 10 or 15 dips in total. Keep in mind that at this point, I'm still doing the muscle ups as individual reps. So I would perform one muscle up, and then I would rest for about maybe 10-15 seconds before I perform the second one. If I fail on the pulling or the transition portion of the muscle up, generally that's when I stop the set before counting the following one. So that's the end of the first superset, which was the muscle up and the double kettlebell front squat. And now we move on to the second superset. So here we go back to the initial format of a bodyweight compound exercise. In this case, my inverted row, which is a pulling movement. And then I would superset this with a kettlebell complex that has a pushing and a lower body movement. And in this workout, what I did was a single kettlebell overhead press into overhead reverse lunge. I went a little bit heavy with the weight on this one. I was using a 28 kilogram kettlebell for about 4 to 5 reps on each side. Again, 4 to 5 reps may not sound like a lot, but keep in mind that in one kettlebell complex, you usually chain up at least 2 or potentially 3 or even more exercises into one flow. So even though you're only performing 5 reps on each side, that's actually 10 repetitions of exercise in total, because you're doing 5 reps of overhead press and then 5 reps of reverse lunge, which means when you do that on both sides of the body, left and right, you end up with a set that contains 20 reps total, which is quite a bit of volume. So combining this complex with the inverted row is an excellent way to both achieve muscular fatigue, but at the same time develop strength and endurance at the same time. As always, you can substitute any of the exercises with anything you like, as long as we keep the movement patterns the same. So if you want to substitute the inverted row with just regular pull-ups, lat pull down, kettlebell rows, dumbbell rows, whatever it is that you like, as long as you keep it as a pulling movement pattern, you can always include that into your workout. And finally, once we finish the first 2 supersets, the last exercise, I always do some kind of accessory. It can be literally anything you want. In this case, because on the workout, I felt like I wasn't doing enough horizontal pushing movements. The only pushing movement that we had in the beginning was the dips from the muscle up, so I decided to go with ring flies. So at the end, I did 2 sets of this for about 10 to 12 reps each. So that's it for the full body workout video today. As always, thank you for watching. Try out the workout and let me know how it goes, and we'll see you in the next video.